fellow Toastmasters and guests, dear Dima. I wonder how you came up with an idea of this speech. Were you in your bed? Were you driving home? Were you sitting in a Toastmaster meeting perhaps? But this is really a quintessential Toastmasters speech, how to get ideas for speeches. Thank you for choosing such a relevant topic. This speech was supposed to be a project about an abstract concept. The things I personally liked about the performance we've seen on the stage is that although the subject seems very broad, Dima chose few key points and elaborated on them, and we knew in advance what he was speaking about. I also liked how he made the project interesting to the audience, always a key challenge when you're talking about more abstract topics. I loved the jokes of the body language, the movement on stage, facial expressions. In general, you have very good stage presence. You use it to your advantage. And especially the trick at the end with the light bulb. I think everybody agrees that was the crowning jewel of the speech. It took me by complete surprise. That was great. Now, coming to the part where I say things you could have done differently, in my opinion. The thing is, I did this project, actually did it twice myself in the last month or so. And I know the challenge with the project is to make it relevant, to make it applicable to the audience enough. Well, I am afraid in this case, Dima might have gone a bit too far to the other end of the spectrum. I saw this speech as a great collection of practical advice, of the things you can do. So you can do this, you can do that, so you write down your ideas, you think of something, you write it down. I didn't see much of a theory, an abstract concept, so something really general which you were supposed to analyze. And from this comes the second drawback as I see it, because in this project it's important to rely on some experts' opinions. In this case we had the book, but it was kind of not very relevant to the whole presentation. And this all sounded more like Dima's own experience of him sharing his, again, a collection of tips and advices with us. So, and of course there was also this minor moment with technical difficulties, which it might have been the fault of somebody else, but it spoils the impression of your speech, so something you have to think about. So to sum up the evaluation, it was a good speech in its own right. However, I'm not so sure if it really agrees with the objectives of the manual. In my opinion, it wasn't really an abstract theory concept sort of speech. So I would probably advise you to try to do a really abstract speech, building on the strengths that you obviously already have in Toastmasters in general. And this will be all, Madam General Evaluator.